cut the crap.
It's Beaver Kool-Aid.
Beaver Kool-Aid.
John Lyle, L.A. Lloyd, and Drew Bennett.
Beaver Kool-Aid.
Three dudes talking about whatever the hell they want. It's narcissistic.
Check it out.
Remember, there's nothing wrong with being self-absorbed. It's Beaver Kool-Aid with Lyle, L.A. Lloyd, and Drew.
Have a big old margarita and eat chips out of one of them sombreros. That's it. Cinco de Mayo.
So do you celebrate Cinco de Mayo, Drew? I mean, I definitely find a reason to go drink a Dos Equis, man. Get it all dressed up with salt from top to bottom.
That's all the time for me, Lloyd.
Yeah. Every day is Cinco de Mayo.
Nice.
For
I like
Drew
it.
Bennett.
Yeah.
No, but it's not. People think it's Mexican Independence Day. I think it's because they think of, 5th May, 4th July. It just kind of seems the same, and it's absolutely not.
No.
Well, you know what's all over the internet today is May the 4th be with you. And everyone's calling it Star Wars Day.
What?
And I guess you have to be a little bit older to go, well, but this is also the anniversary of the shootings at Kent State.
Wow. My God.
You know what I'm saying?
Do you have one of those calendars that gets, on this day in history? Is that what you're peeking at?
Did you have sex with Debbie Downer last night or what?
Jeez.
I'm just saying.
Oh, dead in Ohio.
We were talking about Cinco de Mayo, and all of a sudden you drop Kent State on her
Kent
ass.
State
Dude.
on
What the
us.
fuck is that? Thanks, Drew.
Well,
It's
it
Friday.
is today. It is today.
God, man.
Well, what you pass what over the Star Wars thing? I mean, was it today?
I'm just saying, I think it's like everyone's like, hey, oh my God, it's Star Wars Day.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, man. 42 years ago, several people died in an inexplicable police shooting on a campus.
Yeah.
I just say, I'm not trying to be a downer. I'm just saying that.
Yeah. It's dropped Kent State in there.
Can we not gloss over Kent State with Star Wars Day, for Christ's sake?
No, I hear you, man. I'm just giving you a little shit there because it's
No,
Friday, and I'm just, I'm in the Cinco de Mayo Eve mode, man, and you drop Kent State on my ass here, man. I'm ready to crack a Corona here. We're blasting people off the college campus, man. Jeez.
It's fucking Kent State Day.
So what is Cinco de Mayo all about? Quiz time. L.A. Lloyd.
It's like you said, it's a day for Corona to sell a lot of beer to white people. I guess I don't know.
Why is it? What does it commemorate?
I have no idea.
Well, it's not Mexico's Independence Day.
No, that's September. But I don't know what Cinco de Mayo commemorates. What
I believe,
is it? Them?
I know what it is.
What?
I think I'm
Okay,
gonna guess.
right.
I'm gonna guess, and I'm guessing on this.
Yeah.
I'm guessing this actually has nothing to do with the United States or Mexico. I think it has to do with Mexico's victory over France.
At the Battle of Puebla. Yes, that's
Puebla.
it. Did you cheat?
I cheated.
You
I was
guys.
reading about it this morning, man.
Okay. Cheater.
Yeah. Well, how many
Cheater
people you
on.
think? How many people you
Cheater
think is going to
on.
be raising a toast to Puebla tomorrow when they're drinking their Corona or their Dos Equis there? I don't think anybody will. Yay, Fiesta Puebla.
Well, Beaver Kool-Aid would if they were one of our sponsors.
That's right. You got that right. You got
Because we
that
can
right.
sell out. Well, it has been a long time since we've been on it. I can't believe it's been an entire week.
It has been. But the thing about it is the viewers and the listeners are growing, and our Facebook fans are coming around, and I've been inviting everybody I know to come around and be a part of the show, and seems like people are talking about it. I was in San Antonio at that Godsmack and Stain show, and a few people walked up to me and said they were glad to see you again, Lyle, and Beaver Kool-Aid was coming on. So they
Did that
thought they were
little
just
Did that little Oompa Loompa Sully come up and say something to you with those little arms?
No,
Sully
Sully never made an appearance. He was backstage all day. I didn't get to see Sully, but I do have an interview with Shannon from the band who talks about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and we're going to bring that out next week on Beaver Kool-Aid. So we do.
He's the zither player.
Nah, come on now. Now Shannon's he's a good guy. I got nothing but love for Shannon.
Nothing but love for Shannon. I thought when you said I was at the Godsmack Stain show, hoping to get a little residual L.A. love, Lloyd love. That many people approached you and said, "Nice leather vest."
Yeah, they did. They liked my skull jeans I was wearing too. Let me tell you that, because I had to break those bad boys out. If my jeans has its own Facebook page, they definitely deserve to be worn in San Antonio at rock
Skull
concerts.
jeans, shirtless with a leather vest. Right, strategically placed tassels.
Yeah, Freddie Mercury Day.
Yeah, but of course, trying to be trendy, you had your Sperry's on. Topsiders on.
No socks either, man. You know that.
I know that. Well, you're a man at leisure. You're not supposed to wear socks.
It's Beaver Kool-Aid.
Beaver Kool-Aid.
Kentucky
Step in,
Derby's
Drew.
this weekend, man.
Yeah.
Kentucky Derby.
I've got my mint julep right here. Getting ready for that too.
You guys
Jesus
get into
Christ,
that?
You just any excuse for alcohol. That's your mint julep with your Corona chaser or your, Dos Equis chaser.
What can I say?
It's really just a time for girls to get together and get shit-faced with big hats, though, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Isn't that really what it is, though? I mean, lately...
Oh, I thought that was the royal wedding.
That too, man. I mean, is there a favored horse this year? I haven't even followed it at all. I mean,
Sarah Jessica Parker.
Yeah. Listen, a horse walks into a bar, a bartender says, "Why the long face? Since Sex in the City 2 wasn't that bad of a movie."
Good God. I think I like the Kent State joke better than that one, man, for sure. Good God.
Yeah, keep up the Kent State jokes. They're good.
Who was making Kent State jokes? It wasn't me.
You were.
I was trying to bring it up.
We thought it was a joke. That might have not been your intention, but we took it as a joke.
Oh, my God. You're going to love this one, man. We're going to get some hate mail on this show.
Oh man,
Oh,
that's bullshit. It's bull. Listen, I was trying. Forget it.
Yeah.
Fuck
By the way, since you
fuck
were
Star
talking
Wars
about-
Day. That's my point.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's that there's a deeper meaning to the day than Star Wars Day.
Right.
Exactly.
All right. Said from the guy who dresses up like Gene Simmons and goes to Kiss concerts.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
May the Schwartz
beat up
be
on
with
the
you.
Star Wars people would. Great.
Wow.
God.
Yeah, there's a couple of horses. There's a couple of horses that that are that I guess the front runners this year. I don't know who they are.
I can't tell you the last time I watched the Kentucky Derby. How about you guys? I mean, have you watched it recently?
Well, that's what I was saying. I mean, it's really every time it comes around, it seems like some female that I know is inviting all of her friends over to wear big hats and to watch the Kentucky Derby and drink all afternoon. Am I right?
live in a different world than
it's
I
not
live
a
in.
guys. It's really a girls sporting event. I think
Really?
lately. Yeah, because I'm telling you, man, there's going to be 2 or 3. Kathy's going to know 2 or 3 parties going on for the Kentucky Derby this weekend that she could go and get her swerve on at.
Yeah.
that's
Possibly. I don't know.
I don't know. That sounds to me like you guys live in a different world, man. That's a.
No
That's
Kentucky Derby social parties going on in San Antonio.
I was going to
Lyle?
say, San Antonio's
Not that I'm aware of. No. I try to watch the last 5 seconds of the Derby.
Yeah.
If I can remember when it's on, when post time is, and I try to catch the last 5 seconds of.
I put about as much importance in the Derby as I do the Daytona 500. I mean, it's the same thing, except one's a car and one's a horse. They're going round and around. Who cares?
No, man, no. Horse racing is far more exciting.
Yeah. Well,
You can feel it, and it's quicker.
you get that shit over in 10 minutes or less. Well, how long is
Get
it?
it
Last
over
5
really
minutes?
fast. No, there ain't any horse race that lasts 10 minutes.
5
Lloyd.
minutes?
I can tell you don't watch.
You know,
2 minutes. 2 minutes long, man.
I mean, it's fast, Lloyd.
All
It's
right.
fast. Imagine you having sex. That's what I did. And somebody just starts beating my ass. Come
That's all I
on,
gotta-
come on. Finish. Yeah!
So if Kathy comes home, puts on the big hat, and says, "Let's go do the Kentucky Derby," I guess I should start getting pretty excited then.
No, you go upstairs, man. That's what you do. She gets out the riding crop. I usually set a track record, usually when I have sex.
Yeah, that's good. That's
So
good.
all the time. I don't know. I don't you guys find fascination with horses' names? That's the best part of it.
Yeah, I do. I mean, what was the movie about? Was it Secretariat, or which one had the movie about it recently?
Which one had the movie about it?
Yeah, I don't know. Which horse had the movie about it? Don't be fucking with my grammar today, John Lyle. I don't even want to hear that. It's Friday, man. Don't even want to go there.
No, I'm just saying, which one had the movie about it?
The horse. There was a horse that had a stupid
movie.
What movie was it? They did it.
He's talking about War Horse.
Yeah. No, that wasn't the.
No.
It was
You're talking about Hidalgo.
No. There was some
Wait a second.
movie.
You're talking about
Yeah, with Diane
Secretary.
Lane.
Secretaria. That's the
No,
one.
wait a minute.
Diane
You're talking
Lane.
about Seabiscuit.
Seabiscuit. There
Hang
you
on a
go.
second. No, you're talking about Old Yeller. Trying to figure
Yeah,
out.
that's it.
I ran out of horse movies.
Yeah. Black
I
Beauty.
had to start substitute, right?
Black Beauty. I don't know what it was. It was some stupid ass movie about one of the horses that raced in the 70s. Who was the big one that won the Triple Crown?
There's a horse with 30-1 odds called Daddy Longlegs.
Well,
There you go. See, I love the horses' names.
There's one called Optimizer.
hey, didn't you used to do a bit on Kiss where there was a horse's name or a stripper or something like that? I vaguely
No, I never stooped to that level, but I heard that bit before.
Okay, I thought maybe that was something you did.
Union Rags. Is that a stripper or a horse?
See, Daddy Longlegs, Union Rags.
Yeah. Union Rags. I don't know if I'd want that to be a stripper's name.
Daddy knows best.
Well, I think
NOSE. Horse or porn.
Boatmeister is the one that's the 4-1 odds horse to win.
Why is so many horses got daddy in the name this year? That seems a little awkward.
Well, what do you mean a bunch of horses have daddy in the name?
Yeah, there's one called Daddy Knows Best.
Daddy knows best. Daddy
Daddy
Longlegs.
Longlegs, but that's a little different than that. So there's two. My Adonis,
That's good.
but I don't think he's running. Maybe he's an alternate in case somebody drops here.
I think I would bet on El Padrino.
Well, it is Cinco de Mayo.
All right. Well, have fun not watching the Kentucky Derby.
Daddy knows
Lloyd
best.
would
How-
watch
how
if they
creepy.
were topless jockeys.
Yeah, there you go. That'd be good. I'd be all
That
about
evil.
that.
Daddy Knows Best.
The Contitty Derby.
It's Beaver Kool-Aid.
Beaver Kool-Aid.
So I see that one of these horses is named Rousing Sermon. Did you guys hear the rousing sermon from the Baptist Church in Fayetteville, North Carolina this past week?
No.
No, I
Can I
missed that.
mind if I play some of this?
No, give me a little bit of
You
it.
hear the hum, so I've turned up on my board, the audio, and here we go.
So your little son starts to act a little girlish when he's 4 years old, and instead of squashing that like a cockroach and saying, "Man up, son, get that dress off you and get outside and dig a ditch," because that's what boys do. You get out the camera and you start taking pictures of Johnny acting like a female, and then you upload it to YouTube and everybody laughs about it, and next thing you know, this kid is acting out childhood fantasies that should have been squashed. The second you see your son dropping the limp wrist, you walk over there and crack that wrist.
Wow.
Man up. Give him a good punch. Okay? You're not going to act like that. You were made by God to be a male, and you're going to be a male. You say, "Can I take charge like that as a parent?" Yeah, you can. You're authorized. I just gave you a special dispensation this morning to do that.
What do you guys think about that? That's intense. I mean, this is now, John. You've spent some time in Fayetteville. I mean, is it more conservative than other parts of North Carolina? Is that pretty much the general consensus from
I don't think
everybody?
that's indicative to a town. I think that's just the dude in a church. I mean, but it's a guy in a church.
Yeah.
This is all about they're going to be voting on a constitutional amendment next week on Tuesday that will say explicitly in the state constitution for North Carolina that marriage is between a man and a woman and nobody else. And that's what this guy was all about. But once again, and he came out after this and said, "I was just joking.
Oh, really?
I was just joking about, cracking, punching, doing life. Just joking."
Yeah.
Just.
Well, Since you and I are both originally from North Carolina, I kind of have a feeling that'll pass. That same,
Oh, I have no doubt that that's going to pass, just because, like here in Texas, the rural people tend to overwhelm the urban people.
Yeah.
But no, I just thought once again, I do bring up religion on the show every now and then, and you got guys talking like this in church, and I thought, Christians were all about, Christ and being Christ-like and that sort of thing, and not saying that if your child's limp-wristed, go crack that wrist, punch him, beat it out of him.
Do you think that right before you're born, all the gay people, Jesus says, hey, I'm sorry I made you gay. Give me one more hug before you spend eternity in hell.
I got to think about that for a while.
Well, I will say he took that too far. I mean, come on. This guy is, got a congregation there. They're coming for the good word. They're trying to feel good about life. And he's telling them to go in there and crack their son's wrist because he's potentially gay.
Yeah, well, yeah, man. Of course he took it too far. But that's that's the thing. If you do any of that stuff these days, it's all going to get out. But I mean, it's pretty pathetic. And I want to know why it is. I mean, what happens with congregations? Do they just go ahead and get rid of somebody like that?
That guy is.
Or do they
preaching,
just lap it up?
Yeah, he's preaching hate. That's the problem with it all, though.
And at the end of the day, that guy works for those people. He does get paid by the church. So, I mean, they have the right, just like every person does, to go in there and fire his ass, because that's ridiculous. I mean, would you want that guy represent?
I guarantee you, if the church was owned by Cox, he'd be out of there, and there'd be a new pastor making $15,000 a year. And then, you were made by God to be a male, and you're going to be a male. And when your daughter starts acting too butch, you rein her in, and you say, "Oh no, sweetheart." You can play sports, play them to the glory of God, but sometimes you're going to have to act, you're going to act like a girl and walk like a girl and talk like a girl and smell like a girl, and that means you're going to be beautiful. You're going to be attractive. You're going to dress yourself up. No flannel for you.
What's wrong with that?
But I was just joking. I would never advocate hitting a child. However, I think it's very important that the parents reinforce traditional gender roles. I'm just playing the part of Pastor Sean Harris.
Well, I like that. That was very nice, and maybe you've got another calling coming your way, John.
So, by the way, I want to be accurate. The date for the election is May 8th.
May 8th.
So Tuesday,
okay.
May 8th. Yeah. I don't want to be inaccurate here on Beaver Kool-Aid, but I heard this the other day, and once again, we've talked about the stuff with Planned Parenthood. We've talked about certain things with the line blurring between religion and politics in so many churches and for so many people. Can we move forward once again on issues with gay people? I never understand why so many people are intimidated by homosexuality. You ever seen this guy that's even worse, more trolly than I am? And he goes like, "I'm not going to have some guy touching me. I ain't walking in some place they can have their hands all over me, wanting to suck on me and do it." It's like, no, dude, you're gross. No one's going to want to touch you, whether they're female or male. You're gross. But I mean, this whole thing of people, trying to pick things out of the Bible, out of, how I feel about that. It's about like Grimm's fairy tales. And then somehow to back up their position of homosexuality being an abomination. I would think that in 2012, can we not move beyond that? I mean, it's just like gay marriage. How are you threatened in your traditional marriage by gay marriage? How does that threaten you at all?
Exactly. How does that? What
was the old joke, man? Just let him have as much misery as the rest of us married fuckers are,
No, but people always say it's a threat to it's a threat to traditional marriage. People not being together long enough and working on compatibility issues before they get married.
Right.
So the greatest threat to traditional marriage is the fact that fewer people choose to get married.
Yeah.
That to me is the biggest threat to traditional marriage. By all means, if there needs to be gay marriage, fine. I really don't care. And I like how people say, well, they'll open it up to everything. Couple of dogs, couple of guys, a horse and a guy. These idiots. It's not progressive thinking, really. To me, it's just common sense that it's no big deal. It's just some kind of, and what people want is they already have the You know, they just want the civil union to be recognized. That's all. That's all.
Yeah.
You know, recognized by the state.
Be nice if you could get on your partner's insurance. You know, it'd be nice if you could go into the hospice to sit with your
Exactly.
You know, with your partner. You know, those kinds of things. I think is what they're asking for.
And
you know, they're asking for human civil rights.
It's just like gay adoption. I mean, you guys have any problem whatsoever with gay adoption? You know, with all the children that you see, on one hand, you have people saying, okay, you know, we need to have those babies. But once they have the babies, where are the people stepping up to adopt them?
Yeah.
You know, so I want loving couples to adopt children. I want loving couples to raise children.
Yeah.
And I just think it's such backwards thinking. And I just can't believe that we can't get over this issue and that people need to put it in constitutions because they feel so threatened by those things that they don't understand. So that they make sure that it's illegal to do this, which to me is so asinine.
Well,
it really is. Have you guys not seen couples sometimes, men and women? And you say there's a traditional couple, but you know, you can tell who's the real man in the relationship. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like, okay, there's a vagina involved, but let's face it, that's a couple of guys right there.
Yeah. I thought you'd been
milk toast.
I thought you'd been spying on me and Kathy when she was wearing the jeans there and kicking my ass or something. You know, it's like, oh, Kathy wears the pants in that family right there. Tell you what, look at Lloyd.
And Lloyd carries the broom.
Yeah, I'm in here washing clothes today on a Friday. I tell you, I'm being that preacher would come over here and smack my ass and tell me to man up a little bit and hit my wrist.
Once again, it just shows these stupid people, these naive people that believe that homosexuality is this big choice that you make. You're like, gee, green or blue, gay or straight? Yeah, I would really want to choose something, you know, a sexual orientation where I could be persecuted and in some places killed. Boy, that would be my choice.
Yeah,
I
right.
would love to make that choice.
Yeah. Well,
And it's just so, I mean, it's you know, this is the kind of thing where, yes, I do want to go in, and I'm not a violent person. And you know, if I was Christ-like, then I would go in and I would just forgive this guy and move on. But no, I want to take him out.
Yeah.
You know, these are people that just have their thinking is so stupid, so antiquated, so off the mark that. And the thing is this is just indicative of a lot of people. It's not a regional thing. It's not a denominational thing. It's just that so many people are threatened by things they don't understand. And they really don't. And the people that are out there, and they're in big numbers, that still believe that homosexuality is some conscious choice you make because, you know, no, but you can't get it on with you know, with the girls don't like you, so you got to get it on with a guy, or you know, you can't find a man for you, so you got to find the love in the arms of a woman, of another woman, or just, you know, idiot.
How much you want to bet that guy's fapped to a couple of playgirls back in his day?
Probably. He smoked the White Owl a few times, I think. Right. Usually those are the guys that are most threatened by it, you know.
His church camps were a little bit more saucy than what he's willing to admit.
But what do you think they're actually threatened by, though? I mean, is it just because they don't understand their lifestyle, or is it just because the Bible says it's a sin? Or, I mean, what do you really think is the big...
People that are literalists can find things to back up whatever they want to in the Bible. And at the same time, I think that people are just... you know, look at Ted Haggard. Look at a guy like that. You know, there's so many people that are hypocritical. Once again, if you're Christian, you're number one, you should be a follower of Christ. You should attempt to be more Christ-like in your daily endeavors. And to me, advocating violence or thinking that you can beat your kid into heterosexuality is just is very un-Christ-like.
It's Beaver Kool-Aid.
Beaver Kool-Aid.
5 days ago, they released a study that said homophobia is linked to latent sexual oppression. You know, oppressing your sexual feelings for the same sex.
Well, you know, they had a story the other day where the Boy Scouts of America had a den mother step down because she was part of her of her kid's Cub Scout den. You know, kid's 7 years old, I think. And, you know, forced to step down because under the policy by the Boy Scouts of America of no acknowledged gay leaders.
Wow.
Right. Right.
Now, when
so,
was
and
that
they're
put
pretty
in
strict
there?
on that.
I've never heard that. When was that? Was that something put in recently, or has that always been that way?
No, it's always been in there. Haven't they talked about it, John, over the years? You know, the homosexuality in the Boy Scouts, not cool with it. They're not.
This is somebody. Cool. Believe me, it's hard to find women to volunteer to that have the time to be a leader of a den, and that's usually what you have. You have a den mother. And this is some kid's mom, and, she's doing it. And, but because she's acknowledged lesbian, then she was forced out. Just stupid, silly crap like that. Once again, because they're worried that there's this diabolical scheme that's going on, where we identify them early. And so all these young guys that are in this Cub Scout den, when they come over to the house, this mother puts the lesbo ray on them.
Wow.
And what she's going to do is she's going to turn them all into little lesbians. Yes, they're going to be boys that grow up to be men who like chicks.
Wow, what a concept.
Chicks.
Hey, I don't know about you guys, but if I'm out camping and I'm about 10 years old, I want a hardcore lesbian out there digging in the dirt to help me out, man.
She's going to know how to tie a slip knot better than anybody. You know what I'm saying?
It's Beaver Kool-Aid.
Beaver Kool-Aid.
So the supermoon happens on Saturday.
Supermoon.
Yeah.
It was pretty damn bright last night. I walked the dog about midnight out in the backyard before we went to bed, and it was like daylight out there.
Wait a minute. You're out at midnight walking the dog?
Yeah.
Yeah, in the backyard.
In the backyard, we didn't go down the street.
Do you have a stool so you
just let her have that one final pee before she goes to sleep. Just to make sure.
To me, it's why you can't just let her out. You don't have a fence.
I like to walk. Yeah, I got a fence. I just like to go out and get a little air there.
It
Sometimes
sounds like a voyeur to me.
Well, the reason I knew it was so bright is because usually sometimes I'll possibly let that North Carolina come out and take a piss in my own backyard with the dog.
Okay. I'm just thinking that when you got a bright moon like that, being a voyeur, being a peeping Lloyd, you don't like it because that moonlight shines off your dome.
You're right, man. Good
so somebody's
Lord.
peeking out their curtain and they go, wait a minute, what the hell was that? And they see the flash from the neighbor's yard. And when I hear I was out doing my jogging about 1 o'clock this morning and I've been thinking, yeah, I know what you're up to, pal. No, I like to run at night. It's cooler.
The peeping Tom revealed right here on Beaver Kool-Aid. Good God. How sad
when
is
I'm
that?
walking my dog in the backyard, you don't walk your dog in the backyard. The dog goes into the backyard.
Yeah, right.
Man.
Yeah, when I take my dog out to the backyard to walk it.
Yeah, and I just happen to look in my neighbor's window.
It's
right
funny.
there.
That's some funny shit.
Sometimes it's a lonely night, and he's just he and the dog. Sometimes when the moonlight shines off onto the back of the dog's butt in that certain way.
Boy, little Melly.
So this big supermoon is what is it?
It's gonna be a romantic night, man.
I was about to drop my hat.
I
was about to drop my trousers and give you fuckers a supermoon right here.
How much? Now we're talking about a big moon, Lloyd.
Yeah.
Not a bony crescent.
It's at 10:35. It's at 10:35. They call it. It arrives at Pedigree at 10:35, or I guess it says on Saturday at 10:35 it'll turn full, and then 25 minutes later it arrives at Pedigree, which is the closest approach to Earth, and that's a distance of about 220,000 miles, 222,000 miles.
Once again, Drew, I mean, unbelievable.
You bring
this
it,
is just off
dude.
the top of his head, bringing it again. Don't appreciate the Celtics cap, pal, but that's okay. That's okay. That's
More
they're not doing
championships than
anything.
any other team in the.
They're not going anywhere.
Oh, God. So are you guys going to be outside watching the supermoon? I mean, we got some guests over. Some chances are we'll be sitting in the backyard about that time having a couple of pops, as Lyle likes to refer it as, and watching the supermoon.
Another big supermoon swing party.
Yeah,
at the
see?
LA Lloyd's house.
I didn't want to go with that, but I did see another couple was coming over, didn't I? So
Yes, you did.
I can't believe that we weren't invited over to take a dump in his bathroom.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Well, supermoon. I'm pretty excited about that because I didn't realize it was actually had a name, but I did notice last night it was pretty damn bright. So if it gets brighter than that,
it'll be 16% brighter
than last night.
Is it brighter or bigger? How much bigger is it? It appears to be bigger. So that's good for you, Lloyd. Everything's 16% bigger.
Good.
So you can erase all that crap that the swing partners talk about. Man.
Yeah, I know.
That's your night to shine.
It is, man. The supermoon swinger party.
It's Saturday night, man. I like it. The supermoon swinger party. And what will be your necklace of choice that night?
Oh, I don't know.
You got to have something, so something's pounding her in the chin. Is it going to be a Luger? You going to have
a Luger?
It's going to be. It must be a Luger, like a really. And finally, you got Lai Lin.
Hey man, get her something at Chico's, something that'll really, give a good bounce. A nice chunky necklace.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You get a big Luger on the end. You got Lai Lin. Finally, you get a little, taste of China.
Yeah.
Finally, it's come your time.
It's taken a long time. It's taken 50 years, but we finally got there at the supermoon swinger party, man.
And with Lex Luger. I can see it, man. Like guys have wristwatch collections or something. Not like I do, but certain,
Yeah.
I can see you, man. You got like your swing party neck chain collection.
Drew. He's sporting his today. Yeah.
Man. If we keep this up here, you're going to start getting some action off
Well,
this.
I know, man, because people's, all of a sudden it'll, that's how we get viral with Beaver Kool-Aid, because they'll start, spreading the love with the YouTube video, and they'll say, hey, right over here.
Yeah. We get big in the swing community.
Yeah.
And the next thing you know, we always start off by zeroing in on the Lloyd Cathy shot behind you.
Yeah. See?
On the desk behind you. This could be you. And then we go with the show. Hey, we got to, you tap into whoever you can tap into. Or in your case, you tap whoever you can tap, right, Lloyd? So, yeah. By the way, if you see a bunch of hits on YouTube, that's just me. Okay? I like looking at myself. So that's just me.
All right.
So you say, wow, look, we get a lot of views.
You
just don't know they're all coming from the same place. That's all.
It's Beaver Kool-Aid.
Beaver Kool-Aid.
I think anytime we talk sports here on Beaver Kool-Aid, we're going to have to lead with the San Antonio Spurs.
Oh, yeah.
Who are just looking phenomenal.
Killing it.
Game 3 will be tomorrow night, Saturday, against Utah. The other night, it was just unbelievable.
Too early to call it. I mean, are they heading straight? Are they going straight away? Are they going to take it?
I think. Well, they're up 2-0, but we just play so well. Right now, I just don't see anybody in the league who can beat us. Jalen Rose goes down with an ACL injury, and so he's out. So that certainly dims the Bulls' chance in the Eastern Conference. Dallas is about to get swept. They're down 3-0 to Oklahoma City.
How about the Clippers this year? They look better than they ever have. You think they got a shot against the Grizzlies at all, or no?
Well, they had a 27-point comeback in the first game, which was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Lost the second. I don't know. I think Memphis takes that series. But, either way, I'll play either one of them. I'd love to play the Clippers. I think we'd have an easier time. But Caron Butler broke a hand or something the other night, so he's out for the Clippers. So, nobody scares me right now. We're all playing too well. We're all in sync, and there's no deeper team in the league. And that was from what Drew told me. I don't know any stuff.
Spurs, go!
Drew looked it up on the internet.
Hey, and, I do want to ask you this.
Sleight of hand here. He passed that information along to me. He held up his palm, and it was all written right there. So I was just reading his palm to talk about the Spurs, because I don't know anything about that. I'm an Apple geek.
I still have not seen the dedication from San Antonio that they had 5-6 years ago, though. Because literally you couldn't drive down any highway where you didn't see it.
I think it usually won't happen in the first round.
Where are they?
It'll happen as we get just a little bit deeper. because it's first round, and we've had some problems in the first round last few years. But everybody knows we just don't want to get too excited too soon because they look better than they've ever looked.
Well,
We're
all I
deeper
know
in
is
the
I'm
band.
sporting my pink jersey tomorrow night when they play, and it's got a big Ginobili name on the back of it, and I'm going to be yelling like a little girl so that preacher can come down and smack my ass around a little bit.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
I've
so
got
you're
my
telling me at the swing
camouflage
park you're also
jersey.
swapping genders? Okay, all right. No wonder you're going to be screaming like a little girl.
I've got my camouflage jersey with my neon orange numbers on it.
Yeah. You're
I'm
bling.
in good shape, man.
I got
Nobody
my
will see me,
thigh-high-
but I'll be there.
I got my thigh-high Spurs Uggs on. So I'm ready for that. They're silver and black, the silver fur,
Beautiful.
black suede. I'm ready to do it. A little hot right now, but that's all right.
It's all right. Little sweat never hurt anybody. Goes a long way.
Go Spurs, go.
Yeah.
It was a little
Spurs,
tricky, but I managed
Spurs,
to
go.
masturbate in these boots.
I'm just telling you.
Did you spew out a little Beaver Kool-Aid there, Drew?
Number 5.
5 rings coming, man.
The drive for 5 is on.
Drive for
This
5.
will be the year.
The drive for
Oh,
5.
I like that. I like that.
You heard it here on
So we don't-
Beaver Kool-Aid.
Tim Duncan deserves it, baby.
Yeah, he does. He deserves
You
it.
got it.
Is this his last season, you think? He'll come back one more?
No. He's playing so well this year. No, he's got a few more seasons in him.
He looks
you
like
just can't hope for
$1
you know,
million bucks, man. He looks
Yeah,
like he's
that's
25 years old. Yeah.
I just love players like that. I love guys that go out and play the game, and that's the San Antonio way. You go out, you play the game. It's not all about the individual. There's not all this crowing, grandstanding or whatever. You go out and play the game. You get a bunch of money for it. Go out, do your thing on a court, and then that's it.
You're absolutely right. They've been a team. They've been a team every year that they've played. There's never been one guy, who commands all the attention.
It's Beaver Kool-Aid.
Beaver Kool-Aid.
It used to take me on a Sunday paper. I'd sit down for about 4 or 5 hours because I'd read it. I'd read every single page. That's what I did, right?
Yeah.
Well, now I shake out all the ads, pull out the drive section, pull out the classifieds, and they've combined all these different sections in the paper here, the Express News. So the travel is combined with the life section. And, there's nothing left. I can blow through the paper now in under 2 hours. There's nothing there.
Yeah.
Once you pull it all out, the Sunday paper weighs nothing anymore.
Mm-hmm. And they're charging
Absolutely
more
not.
for it. And they're charging more for it. Who is paying $2 for a Sunday paper? Literally. I wouldn't pay $2 for it. And
Really?
why would you? You can read it for free on the internet. They put
Well,
the digital
I like-
version on the internet. Why pay
Yeah, but
for it?
I like having a newspaper because I
Yeah.
can't take my computer into the John.
Yeah, you can take your iPad in there. Or your
Yeah, but I don't want to do that.
Come on.
I don't have an iPad.
Well, you should
So,
get-
but I don't want to take it into the John. But you think about it, even at $2, right?
Yeah.
Last week there were $472 worth of coupons, and but there were because they make sure that in the paper how many coupons are there. But I don't mind getting the paper because I get it delivered to my driveway.
So it's
I'm not going to
it's
go
a
and grab
convenience
something
factor.
and put it in a plastic bag and take it to your house for $2.
Just a convenience.
Unless I dump it out in that powder room down there.
Well, I got a bird cage you can put in it and let him shit on it later on. Go for it, man. You buy
I'm
it.
just look, man, I'm a newspaper guy.
That's
I
fine.
like the paper. I don't want to read it online. And plus, there are a lot of things you can't get online. They
You
make
can't
sure that
fold
not
up
all
an
the
iPad.
content's
You know what I'm
online.
saying? You can't fold up an iPad to the little square with just the crossword puzzle.
Yeah, you can.
No, come on. It's not the same, man.
Look, see, you just
It's not
You
the same.
You
fold it
can't
up.
beat the cat
There
with
it
an
is.
iPad.
Yeah. We're radio people. Radio people have to cheer for the newspaper people. Radio people have to be in it for the scribes.
You
man.
are so full of shit. When has radio ever pulled for a newspaper ever? They've never been
No.
supportive.
You wanted to say, when has radio ever pulled from the newspaper? And I would say all the effing time.
No, I meant like being a supporter of newspaper, like
Me,
like a cheer.
me. I've always been a supporter. Even though, newspaper people sometimes hold radio people in contempt, I have always been and have had many friendships with newspaper people because I respect them and I credit them if I'm ripping them, if I'm ripping the newspaper. And I also will take them to task if I think they suck. But no, I mean, I love newspaper. I'm always a big supporter of the newspaper.
You can't wrap a salmon in an iPad, Lloyd.
Yeah, when was the last time you wrapped a salmon, Lloyd? And you know why? Because you don't have a paper.
Yeah.
When you're out of wrapping paper and you have a birthday to go to, you can't just wrap that present in an iPad.
Right.
Uh-huh.
All right. I'm sold. I'll go buy a freaking Statesman right now.
You can't just roll a joint with an iPad, Lloyd.
Yeah, you can't get your earbuds and wrap it around your bud.
Yeah.
And make it work.
Mm-hmm.
Then you need a paper. But even in places that I lived in that are very small, and I always still got the paper. I have to get the newspaper. I got to know what's going on. And so I support that. I mean, there's a vanishing industry and being run by a lot of people that don't know the newspaper business.
Ooh.
In a lot of situations, like Austin.
Yeah.
And, there's a big problem, and I feel for those people.
Yeah, because there are some good people that work at the Statesman. There's some credible journalists over there, and they're going through some rough times, man. I mean, I got a lot of good friends I worked with for 7 months over there. Made some great friends, but again, I think that the joke about the Statesman being worth what the land it's sitting on is coming to fruition right now as we speak. I didn't hear about that story that they were planning on selling the real estate, but that is a truth if there's ever been one.
Well, that sounds like the corporate way. They realize, well, screw the paper. We got real estate here. Yeah. We can stick the paper in a metal building out, anywhere.
Yeah, and they will.
Because you know what? They need another mixed use hotel loft building over there. They really do need another one of those.
Because there's not enough. Is that what you mean?
No. Yeah, man. Yeah. We don't have enough of those downtown. Yeah, there's got to be. We need one. We need at least 7 more of those.
Well, it could be like a bat theme thing, because it's right there by the Congress Avenue.
Bat themed amusement park.
Yeah, why not, man?
No, it's just I have to support. It's kind of like if you work for the newspaper and you say I work for the Statesman, and people, I don't read that, or there's nothing in there but ads, or it's the same thing. You say I work for radio. I don't listen to radio. Radio sucks. I listen online, or I
listen to satellite radio. Really?
Right. I do Pandora, or I do whatever. I don't need that. It's the same kind of crap, people have to give you, I don't read it. Well, I didn't ask you if you read it or not. I just said I worked at the Statesman.
Yeah.
Why do you have to volunteer that? If I sell for Allstate, say, what do? I sell insurance. Who for Allstate? Oh, I never use Allstate.
Yeah, they suck.
I'm a State Farm person. People don't do that with other jobs, but they do that when you say, I work for the paper. They got to tell you that. They read it.
Yeah. Yeah.
What they like about it, don't like about it. Same thing in radio. What I hate around here is a lot of times the editorial staff will give an opinion on something that really is hitting, let's say, kind of lowbrow. And I'm thinking the people you're trying to get to, they don't read, and they don't read the newspaper. It's just but they have these op-ed pieces that just don't make any sense. It's like you got to consider your audience, and so many times they don't, and your readership. Mm-hmm. You don't have people who have, in other words, if you're trying to address dropouts aren't reading the newspaper.
Yeah, right.
Maybe someone will pick up a sports section if it's on the floor at the bathroom at Hooters, but otherwise, no. And I see this all the time in newspapers where they're trying to address, like, they start trying to address drunk driving by writing about it in the newspaper.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, okay, how many people that are prone to DWIs and frequent DWIs just can't wait to run down to the end of the driveway and pick up their fresh copy of the Express News every day?
You can get your GED in 2 weeks.
I mean, I see this all the time, and I this doesn't make sense to me. I mean, who are you trying to reach? Because to me, the people that read the newspaper are going to be older people, because that's the medium that they're comfortable with. Older people, and then people say like me that just have this love for, the tradition of the newspaper.
The touch, the feel, the smell, the ink on your hands.
Right, because, it's not, I mean, I have to read the paper every day and I always have a subscription, and so many people I know don't have that anymore. They just occasionally at the convenience store, they'll pick up a newspaper and there it is, or they're out on Sunday morning, they pick up a Sunday paper. That's probably Lloyd. But
no, I like to get
I
my
always
news
have
the
a-
same day that it happens. I don't like to wait till the next day when the paper comes
Yeah,
out.
see, that's what I mean. That's the way a lot of people are. But I like to see this variety of stuff laid out in front of my face.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I want to see, what's going on at Dillard's.
Yeah, well, of course,
You're not going to see what's going on at Dillard's by firing up the internet.
And my journalistic integrity relies with TMZ. I mean, I don't need any of this credible journalism shit. I need TMZ news when it happens, before CNN even gets to it.
Well, most of the stuff you're going to get on a daily basis is all wire stories anyhow.
Yeah.
That's why the new Beaver Kool-Aid segment that we're introducing today is called What's Going On at Dillard's.
Yeah, thank you very much. So that way, for those of you that keep up on the world and the happenings locally, well, not locally, nobody cares about that, right? Happenings around the world in your state, country. For those of you who miss out on what's happening at Dillard's, we present for you today at Dillard's.
That's excellent.
Today at Dillard's, Z Cavaricci's 20% off. Did you ever wear those, Lloyd? I bet you did. Did you wear those?
No, I didn't. But
no Z Cavaricci jeans for you? Surprising.
No,
surprising.
Didn't get those. I only shop at the Levi's outlet mall down in San Marcos. I got to have the red tag, man. Got to have the 501 blues.
They would have gone so well with your boat shoes. Yes. Fuck the French.
I will go to your party and I will tear it up.
Really? Beaver Kool-Aid.
Make it like a man. Get it hard.
With Lyle, L.A. Lloyd, and Drew. So go ahead, stick your head up your ass.